It's good that he knows the dad is going to go crazy and try to kill him. So he's going to have the jump on Jack Nicholson when they get there.
You and I both know that's not the case. Cool drone shot.
The car's like, there's a helicopter chasing us.
It's so loud right now.
Do you want me to turn it down?
No, I mean the helicopter in real life. Not the video's fine, Brian. I'm talking about like them driving right now. They hear the
Run, Wendy!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still behind us. You think they're behind us?
Watch out, they have Windows Movie Maker. Stanley Kubrick actually used 30 helicopters to get this shot done, but only 5 helicopter pilots survived.
Honestly, it'd be smarter to hang somebody from the helicopter by a rope and then, like, come close to hitting the floor with them.
That's what you did if you failed them, is he'd hang you by the rope on the helicopter.
Here's my map of the state. In case I forget where I live.
3.5 hours.
Wow, that's a very good time.
3.5 hours? What are you, stupid?
You know, there's a helicopter you can take. It comes by all the time. Did you not hear it? Yep. Good old days. PB&J and Marlboro Lights.
And what's Mom having?
I want to call them Mrs. Toons.
We used to beat this kid up.
We used to put these kids in the fucking hospital and damage them for life.
Ooh, Kubrick, it's called Final Cut. Get with it.
Well, we gotta make it like a real interview or else people won't believe that he's being interviewed for real. Can you file these forms? And he like hands him like a like a W-2.
Slow fade.
He hands
Yeah,
him a W-2
slow
and
fade
you
to
just
Jack
see him,
filling it
Jack
out.
filling out the W-2 right there. He plays the whole thing. Like, can you also initial this for me, please?
He actually made Shelley Duvall fill out her paperwork on camera for 8 hours, and if he didn't like it, he made her start over.
Your handwriting's sloppy.
Have you heard about how like they treated Shelley Duvall so horribly just to make this movie as miserable for her as it is for us?
I heard a little bit of it, and when you see some certain pictures and certain frames, she doesn't look like she's doing great, like in real life.
Well, you know how you and I, when we're like super tired, we're kind of like, that's okay, buddy. Let's just have a good, quiet, chill day watching movies. This is the opposite for them. It's like, wake up, Shelley!
That's fun. Just have like this big fat guy like banging on your like trailer and be like, wake up, it's time to do movies.
We're doing movies today, Shelley.
The window.
Don't go to sleep. Hey, look, what are they doing now? Are they talking about getting a job at the hotel still?
And by the way, it'll be
Who's this
$250
guy?
a month that you'll be paid, as long as you're cool with that. And then
You'll be paid in exposure.
oh, and someone got murdered. He went crazy and murdered
Murder
people.
suicide. Did I tell you that we found out someone died in my house before we got the house? My grandpa's like, I got a great price on it.
I mean,
I think that's fun.
you know, if the rent or if the price or rent or whatever
Yeah.
is cheap just
Yeah,
because
no, it's
someone
great.
killed themselves there, not my problem. Ocean spray cranberry, cran apple splash coming soon.
The place they filmed that, it like tainted the water. And like everyone thought that the rivers were running red with blood of their enemies or some shit.
Always a good sign when your movie production taints the water supply of a local town.
And stay quietly in bed for the rest of the day.
She's like, why did you need him to do that? She's like, I just thought you could go with a day off.
I just think it's funny to make them do things like that. Keep them in line, you know what I mean? Let them know who's boss. You need to sleep for 24 hours. Good night.
Do you think Kubrick was like, I think maybe Jack hit you in this scene? And she's like, no, he didn't. And he's like,
He like gets the bag of nickels out.
the Shelley bag.
It feels like it's just like Jackass, where he probably just ran into her bedroom and would just wake her up at all hours and be like, Shelley, wake up. It's me, Stanley Kubrick.
Kubrick's holding the camera and he's like all proud of himself. He's like, hey, does Jack love his kid? Well, first of all, he's not wearing a seatbelt and they're on the side of a mountain going 90.
Unregulated. Of course, Jack has his seatbelt on because he's the pilot of the aircraft here. I like this long, stretched out synthesizer sound. It's like I'll just hit like 5 notes and just stretch it out over 80 seconds.
I love the crazy synth in this. There's a whole alternate soundtrack to the movie that got completely deleted. Kubrick basically just took the whole soundtrack and deleted what he didn't like. And Wendy Carlos was like, yeah, thanks for hiring me. I like that guy going, that's my rug.
I like that they call it Steadicam, but since it's the 1970s, it's still kind of wobbly. It's a shopping cart. Feel free to fuck in the kitchen. It's funny.
We got stoves, ovens, all sorts of things for fucking on.
You know what? A room like that would have been great during COVID, though.
This is what my room looks like now.
And it's got this cool, like, ringing sound to keep people from, like, stealing anything. Kill them. Kill them. Kill them. It's the guy. Look, he's
smiling, too.
Hey.
He's like, they know.
Hey, I won't say it, but you know I'm here. I'm
me.
always around.
Is The Shining telekinesis, or is it like mind reading, or is it just whatever Stephen King wants?
I don't care if it's a disability. I want it now.
Jesus, okay.
You're like,
look at the knives.
If you encourage I see the knives. That's pretty interesting. If you encourage everybody to have an imaginary friend, eventually one of them's gonna go like way overboard with it, and that's just how they would have gone overboard with anything else. Could have been anything. What are you gonna do?
Slender Man.
Oh yeah, Slender Man.
We got SCPs, Slendermans, and a Dracula.
Even a mummy.
You like mummies, Doc?
You gonna pay for that ice cream? You gonna wash that ice cream dish out, champ?
Kubrick made Shelley Duvall cook this breakfast 40 or 50 times before she was allowed to shoot the scene.
That's pretty funny. That is like a jackass thing. It's like, you're making it wrong. No.
I made that part up. That's not. No, you'd believe it, though.
Oh, I do. That sounds like something that somebody makes someone do. You'll ruin that wood floor. Here you go.
Go
Scratch
damage
it up
the
good.
value of this set.
Yep. Get on the rugs. Those are $9,000 a piece. Just look, it's one of those weird coffee machines.
Oh, wait. That's just Shelley Duvall.
Oh, never mind. Drops the whole thing. Just
Kubrick just goes, Shelley!
throws a tennis ball at her head. Bounced right off her eye. She drops the whole breakfast. Like, you dropped it. Cook it again.
He's throwing the tennis balls at her head, like, off camera, and he's like, cut! There was a tennis ball in the scene!
This movie is impossible.
Oh, no, there's the tennis ball.
Yeah, that's what she'd wake up to in the morning every day. And throwing tennis balls at her trailer. Shelley! Shelley!
Are you awake yet?
Wake up, Shelley! Time to make movies! You love it!
I like making movies!
Film! I got The Shining because I didn't know there was going to be a tennis ball there. Shelley, you're running wrong!
Maybe you'll run better if I throw some tennis balls at you.
It's just, yeah, nothing but tennis balls. It's the only thing that really works.
They made Shelley catch every dart individually as the kid was throwing them.
See, if I had a maze like this, I'd take a huge shit at the end of one of these.
At the end of the maze. At the end of the maze is Kubrick going, Shelley.
There's shit all over the place at the end of the maze. Like, walk across, Shelley. Make it to the end of the maze.
Someone should be cleaning that up.
Oh, I love Pac-Man.
Peaches for dinner.
He's just uncooked out of the can.
Thanks,
peaches.
Ma.
He's still going. He's been riding his bicycle for like 2 days straight now.
We're all worried about Danny, but no one will say anything.
He hasn't stopped. He's like, yeah, I'll just keep on going.
Follow him with the camera while I throw rocks at Shelley's windshield.
The camera crew's exhausted right now, and the kid's been at it for like 2 hours. Like, he's like, oh, you guys tired?
He's looking back at him right now like,
Why don't you start right now and get the fuck out of here?
I don't know. People act like this normally these days. This is just an average conversation.
This used to be abuse, and this is now how my family and the internet treat me.
Yeah, this is just regular day to day. The fact that it didn't end with a death threat or some kind of like, personal insult on each other's looks is a miracle. That's honestly not so bad. Amy and Big the Cat got in the hot tub.
She does run funny.
Yeah, she was kind of running this in a silly manner. It's like they mix the running animations, like the kid has her running animations and she has his.
Oh yeah.
The game's glitching.
Jack's not loading.
Yeah, Jack's not loading.
Frozen.
Oh, I hate the Jack glitch. He just stays in there and he doesn't trigger the next cutscene.
Hello, is your refrigerator running? Please hold.
All of the places won't answer anymore because you pranked them, so she can't call for help.
Oh man, yeah, she really is that annoying. Like everyone just hates her because she's like harassing people. I'm funny.
I thought of this joke. It's called of a cat, right? And the cat's like hanging on a branch. It's like, hang in there.
Are the lines down by any chance? Over.
Why don't you just use Instagram? Over.
There's somebody on the other line who died who's in a car crash or bleeding. Managed to make.
And she's like, "How are you doing?"
Guy's flirting with the lady over this patch.
I hope it's a lady this time.
I've been fooled before. I hope she has another emergency. He's still going. It's Saturday. It's been 3 days straight of him pedaling.
It isn't real.
Now keep pedaling.
About $8 a pound will do.
I wonder why this kid's messed up.
What's in the room behind him? What if it's like an arcade?
There's a bunch of people. It's fully populated and has like people in it, and they're like chatting.
Yeah.
Just being social, normal, and all that. And Jack's going fucking insane on the East Wing, thinking he's completely alone. Yeah. I'm isolated. Ah, the ghosts, the phantasms. Ah. And they're like over on the other side watching The Simpsons. Now you will play cars the way that I've instructed you.
Kubrick. I like that Kubrick gave him 3 pink cars too.
And some pink ones because it's funny in a pink ball.
Uh-oh. Kubrick dropped. He thought you were Shelley.
Now go over here now.
Look at Shelley's doing all the work. You will maintain the oil furnace, Shelley Duvall.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's having dog dreams.
That's a great shot.
She runs so silly.
It's like if this were a video game, he married the NPC. I had a dream about you running.
Seasonal depression disorder affects all of us in different ways.
So, like, whenever she picks him up and says something scary, the kid didn't know it was scary. He thought it was like, this is fun, happy times. Let's figure out when he becomes a doll.
Danny, your texture on your shirt's not loading in.
Is that a dummy?
That's definitely a dummy.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
dummy. That's a dummy. Look at him go. Wah, wah, wah.
They made the hand move. That was something.
You can tell this guy's wife doesn't come by often.
That's how you keep the Shining out of your room. You got to put up the naked ladies.
It's a Faraday cage. Is this a liminal space?
Pretty much. Liminal Space, the movie. Here's your Backrooms movie, people. There you go. Like, cuts to reality and he has the dog.
Cricket, what are you doing?
The dog's into it. The dog's like, I love you. It doesn't.
I didn't know you loved me this much.
Just got done cleaning itself.
This is what happens when someone swipes me on Tinder. This is what I always see. Catfish the movie.
Yeah, he just got catfished.
He got really catfish.
You gotta watch out for the catfishing ghost.
Boom! Another tennis ball in her face. Gotcha.
She's trapped. They lock the door. They start throwing tennis balls at her.
There's like a whole scene of her. She can't unlock the door. Did you not hear that Linkin Park song playing on a loop on his Dreamcast down there?
Yeah, he's fine. This isn't even part of the
Yeah.
script.
But he's smiling.
He's not even drunk or anything. It's just mid-afternoon. He hasn't even had a cigarette.
No, he didn't know the cameras were rolling. Shelley, who put these balloons down here?
I hate balloons. Clean it up.
He made Shelley Duvall clean the balloons up and they restaged it.
He made her put them down, and then he made his assistant yell at her to put them up. Then he said, "Where are my balloons?"
Your money's no good here.
Because I drew it with crayon? Everyone's like, we refuse to take money from you. You're too awesome.
You're so awesome. I just want to give you whiskey and peanuts and just stare at you and like agree with everything that you say. I just want to do that forever. And why would he follow him back here? Last time he went and like someone was nice to him, it was like a zombie.
Wouldn't you just be nice to him the whole way through this?
Hey, why do the toilet stalls have no doors?
The face he's making.
Danny can't wake up Mrs.
That's me in the morning. I understand.
He had to wait for a reasonably priced flight. He's gonna get there. They're all gonna be dead.
Now, the plane doesn't land near there, so you're going to parachute, but it's the 70s, so they did this.
He picked the flight DB Cooper was on.
The seats are bigger than the ones we have now.
I know. I told you.
It's funny. It looks so
But
much
the people
nicer.
are smaller back then. I never noticed the MasterCard fake logo on the background. Did you see that? It
Yeah,
said,
no,
like,
I'm
Mr. Charge.
scanning for copyright. There's American Express right there. I see it bottom right.
It's good that he knows the dad is going to go crazy and try to kill him because he has ghost powers. So he's going to have the jump on Jack Nicholson when they get there.
You and I both know that's not the case.
That's a great shot.
Mother's choice, baseball bats.
She had this bat just because she was afraid Kubrick was coming back.
Gonna knock those tennis balls back at him. She doesn't even know she's on camera. She got invited to this room and no one was there.
Do you know the story how this got made?
No.
Kubrick had like an intern there who's like, "Do you need anything else done today, Mr. Kubrick?" And he's like, "Yeah, hang on. Can you write all work and no play in like an 1.5 inch thick stack?"
I like Stanley Kubrick more and more I hear about how he did this. It sounds like fun.
Those are
Hey,
all
you.
individual. Watch.
I have a task.
So just like someone had to make each one of these.
You know what? On the up end of it, whoever wrote those is like responsible for one of the most classic pieces of fiction ever.
I watched a podcast where they were voting on their favorite, and the one that won is there's one in there where he's putting all work and no play in parentheses, like he's citing someone else's work. You've seen Jim Carrey like thrown over this, right?
Oh, Jim Carrey does exactly what Jack Nicholson's doing. It's the same bit. Look at my facial expressions. I have many. I have so many face muscles. It's crazy.
I've read the book twice now. Shelley's character is very authoritative. You can see how many permutations the marriage goes through before they get to this point. And in the Kubrick version, he literally just pulls dialogue out of the script. He was just yanking them.
I like how Shelley Duvall has a funny red nose like she's got the flu or has been drinking, and Jack Nicholson looks like a 1999 drawing of a clown in like a Todd McFarlane comic. Freezers are latched on both sides. You wouldn't be able to put a pin through that handle and have it work anyways. It just doesn't work like that.
This isn't even a freezer. This is a fucking pantry.
Oh, well, I guess they had
Why does it have a
I guess
freezer
they had
door?
Jigsaw make it. He's ate like 16 gallons of cake frosting and puddings.
That's all he's eating.
Yeah,
He's
peanut
just
butter.
eating-
That's just, like there's a huge jar of peanut butter. He's just been going to it. And Oreos. Peanuts, he is. He's just eating garbage.
That's exactly. I gotta keep my body nice and strong for when I take Wendy out.
To regain my energy from this coma with some Oreos and peanut butter. That does sound pretty good though.
Well, there's a great conspiracy or like a theory about this that Jack's just a giant fucking man child, and that's why
he's always like
that's
this.
why. Well, have you noticed that Wendy's the one doing all the boiler and stuff, and like he's done nothing but try to write that shitty novel
He can't even get
that
a
doesn't have a
page
plot. He can't even get a page in. And when he's finally got all the food he wants, he starts just macking on the fucking Oreos and the peanut.
Yeah, he's got sliced peaches there. Like, there's some good stuff. Granted, it's all sweet, but you know, she even threw you in the one place we can't get to you.
This is a Faraday cage to ghosts.
Yeah, the other staff had a similar incident, and they like surrounded it with salt and other things, so we can't get through. You're kind of on your own.
I can't wait to get here so I can save everyone.
I do like how she's napping during this and didn't like take any extra precaution at all. Like, well, I'll just go to sleep, I guess.
What precaution would you take at this point?
I would have, in addition to locking him away, I would have locked myself and the kid, you know.
Like in the freezer?
Not in the freezer, but at least like barricade a room or something, you know.
That fucking camera swivel's beautiful.
I guess the ghost did wake Shelley Duvall up.
I think the axe woke Shelley Duvall up.
Again, as she barricaded herself.
Whee!
Yay!
Dun, 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 dun. Jack was a volunteer firefighter, so he actually could cut a door down.
Oh, that makes
so they
sense.
they stopped hanging prop doors, started hanging real doors, and Jack was still blasted through them.
Oh yeah, it's got to be fun. Yeah, you can see it in his eyes when he swings. He's like, I can't pretend this isn't what I wanted to do today.
Whee!
So this guy's sidekick, right?
Yeah, he preemptively knew that Jack was dangerous, so he's gonna use the front door to go get a little intel.
Hello, I'm alone.
This happens every year. Hello.
Did you kill him yet? Oh, there's the red rum. Wow, that was a useless character.
That's great use of the Steadicam. I like that this movie trickles information to you as opposed to the book.
Oh, but if Jack was
Which just tells
sidekick, he
you-
would just know he's in there.
We don't know what The Shining is.
But the ghosts are like, telling him where people are. The ghosts would like find Danny and be like, Danny's in the pantry cupboard.
Yeah, if ghosts were real, they'd give you information. Shelley, get out of here.
Shelly's like, oh, we weren't alone after all. Those are two people that have just been like squatting in there. They didn't leave with the rest of the staff.
Yeah, they're not weird, freaky 20s ghosts. They're just like Dave and Mike.
Yeah, nobody's bothered them. They got their suit ready. They didn't know that, everybody else would be there. And it's like, oh, hey, you're on the West Wing. I didn't know anybody was here. There's caretakers this time.
This is the most striking imagery in the movie, like those silhouettes, and it's got a really nice look.
Oh, the way the light is caught in the air through the fog and the cold, and yeah, that.
I have a splitting headache. I like that it just seems like time is broken at this point.
Now walk backwards. Walk backwards
Do
very
it.
deliberately. Well, thank goodness nothing creepy's gonna happen here. Not again.
Not again.
Oh man, we just cleaned up.
You know what would have been really useful is if Scatman Crothers used The Shining to communicate with the kid who has The Shining.
Or someone else with like the police and be like, hey, there's something not nice going on up there, and just like take the risk.
That's a couple hours from where I live, But I asked my old roommate, I was like, do you ever want to go to the place to like look at it? And he goes, I've gone a couple of times and everyone there is constantly high and wanting to ski. No one there has ever seen The Shining. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh well, yeah, that sounds about right, seeing as it's a fucking ski lodge.
Bye.
Well, see you later.
Bye. Should we call the police about Scatman? Nah.
They'll figure it out. One of them has a cell phone.
Yeah, you and I are in there.
How did he have a picture? How is he holding a picture of himself? That's one of my. That's an argument I had that really made me angry. Once a person showed themselves a picture of themselves sitting on their own bed, and a friend of mine was like, "How did they take that picture of themselves? How are they holding the picture now instead of then?"
Like a time travel issue.
Yeah, they couldn't put the math together that the picture was taken prior.
What'd you think of The Shining?
I thought it was a really good attempt at a horror movie for a first newcomer, but ultimately it falls flat because the director really just doesn't have a vision, and unfortunately the acting was a bit on the mild side, and frankly the visuals, especially the camera work, was just dreadful.
I think really this is a tough insert into the Kubrickian cinematic universe, and if they want me to care about the characters, they shouldn't have started with such a crossover.
Yeah, and I don't know how this ties into the Avengers, but I'm glad that they didn't put these guys in the third Avenger movie.
I can see why a true Marvel fan would skip this one.
Yeah. Well, actually, I thought it's a great horror movie, but there's not too many reasons to watch it more than once.
It's more fun in the dark, in the middle of the night, like on a date with someone you're pretty familiar with, and you watch it on like your iPad. Way, way scarier that way.
I
But
think
you
they
can't
should
do
have
any of
had that guy run into some kind of supernatural thing that was actually like,
Like ghosts standing in his path or like showing him creepy visions.
that would have been much better if he ran up and dead people greeted him and they're like, hello. And then Jack hit him with the axe. Like the ghost like freak him out, pull a fast one on him and scare him, and he's like alert.
That'd be good.
I feel
Or
like
do you
that
ever
would have
see
been a lot
Oculus?
better than him just, jumping around the corner like he's Gears of War. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, great optical trick that like he manages to stay behind the
he's
thing.
like Solid Snake. It's like I'll just stand behind the pillar and I'll know exactly when he's within axe swinging range.
have to put a little exclamation mark over Scatman's head.
Yeah.
Man,
I do like that the ghost was prepared to just leave him in there if he wussed out. Yeah, we didn't cause you to do that, by the way, so don't go blaming us for it.
we read your fucking screenplay, dude. We're not interested.